Hey there! Hi again, this is me, AC, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a lengthy one, but at the same time informational for those of you who've been asking to me about processes of coming here to Australia to become an international student, and this video is it. So I'm going to answer the frequently asked questions about how to become an international student here in Australia. Yeah, that's it. So these are the questions that I've been receiving from my video that I've posted 7 months ago, and it's been 7 months ago and there's still a lot of questions popping in there asking about some stuff connected to being an international student, commercial cookery, which I will discuss in the later part of this video. And at the same time, I've also received some questions on my Instagram, which I've already answered each and every question, but I will answer them again and record this one. So those of you who are wondering or still doubtful about some stuff, then maybe this is the answer to it. I'm answering them right now for you. So just a quick run through. I am currently living here in Australia, specifically here in the most livable city in the world called Melbourne. I came here to study advanced diploma and commercial cookery. That's supposed to be 2.5 years, but I only had 1 year of that. I cut it short and then I moved on, or I shifted to my master's, which is MBA in hospitality and tourism leadership. So I am not currently doing my commercial cookery course, but still I want to answer your questions. And I've been there too, you know, like when we were still in the Philippines, when we were deciding to come here, I had a lot of questions, my husband had a lot of questions, and so I feel that whatever you're going through, like being not sure or being doubtful in all the details, legalities, and all that jazz, so that's why I decided to do this, and you can thank me later. Just a little disclaimer though. So the Australian government's rules, policies, regulations regarding this matter, it changes over time. It's not something that it's set on stone, so it changes. It depends on circumstances like this one, this pandemic. So because of the pandemic there are a lot of changes going on. Like for example, international students are allowed like 20 hours of work per week, but because of this pandemic you can work more than 20 hours if and only if you are working in one of the essential workplaces, or if you are an essential worker. For example, if you work in hospital, if you work in aged care, child care, or even grocery stores like Woolworths, Coles, and something like that, they can work more than the supposedly working hour limits of international students or students here in Australia, here in Melbourne, in Victoria. Therefore, whatever I'm saying right now, this may be or may not be applicable in the future, maybe next week, maybe next month, or in the next 6 months, or next year. So it depends. The information that I'm giving you right now may be obsolete or non-applicable. Yeah, just a disclaimer. So without further ado, let's get on it. Let's start with my Instagram questions. Question number 1. Are you Australia based now? Can I ask what agency you applied before? So yes, I am currently in Australia. I am in Melbourne and I was with the agency called AECC Global. AECC Global in Cebu City office. AECC Global helped us with processing everything connecting with the school, with the visa, giving us all the information that we need to know what to prepare or what to expect, gave some guidance about writing our letters. They help us with the processing with no fee, and that is the primary reason why we chose AECC Global, because first, it is an Australian company, so they should know what they're doing. Number 2, they have no fees whatsoever, so we just paid for what we should pay, like school tuition fee, insurance, visa processing, medical, and all those things that you need to have. You're gonna pay for it, and we didn't pay extra just for AECC Global to help us process it. From what I know, other agencies have fees, but in AECC Global we didn't pay any fees at all. So that's maybe one of the things that you need to look for in the beginning, like find a really good agency that can really help you and will really guide you step by step in processing your application. Question number 2 is, how many hours per day and days per week are you in school? I am speaking as a student from academia. I don't know what they do in other vocational schools here in Australia or here in Melbourne, but in my school, we go to school 3 times a week. It depends on your schedule, but mine was from 9 a.m. until 2 to 3 to 4 p.m. It depends on how fast the class is going to be. 1 day for theory, 1 day for a cooking class, which your instructor is going to cook everything, show you how the proper way of doing it and applying some of the theories while doing it. And the 3rd day would be your practical class, which will be the students themselves are gonna cook it, perform it, use all the theories that they've learned, and of course following recipes correctly. Whatever the instructor was cooking prior your practical class will be the set of dishes that you're going to cook at the practical class. So you just have to listen and observe, and sometimes I even record it if it's something really tricky to cook. I record it, I take notes, and then I apply it. Around 5 to 6 hours per day per class. Yeah. Next question. What is the difference between Certificate 4 and Certificate 3 Commercial Cookery? I'm planning to take it, just gathering some information. Okay, the difference between them is Certificate 3 is about having all the knowledge and skills, the basics in the culinary industry. It's more of skills, it's more of how you can, do you know how to work in the kitchen, how you can work in the kitchen. So the skills. To get Commercial Cookery Certificate 3, you have this list of subjects that you have to get, prerequisites to get your Certificate 3. And then after that you can move on to Certificate 4. It's more of the supervisory level or team leading type of role in the kitchen that you can operate independently in the kitchen with less guidance. In saying so, you have the ability to solve questions that are not part of the kitchen routine. So again, it's more of the leadership side. If you acquire this Certificate 3, it means that you are a licensed cook. While Certificate 4, you can be a chef or a chef de partie. There's a big difference with those two certificates. If you want to know an in-depth detail about commercial cookery, you can actually go to www.training.gov.au, and all the details regarding certificates in commercial cookery, you will find it there. Next question. So I'm planning to study in Australia in academia in one of the schools that I've been seeing all the time. Is it okay to ask about the experience with academia? Okay, so yes, I can pretty much vouch for the quality education that you can have in Academia International. So I've been there for more than a year, I think. Some of the vocational schools in Melbourne, they're not really that good. I have some friends who are studying there just because it's cheaper than academia, so they chose that school because it's cheaper, but the education that they get from there is not really good. Like some of the things I've learned in academia, they don't know, like even the basic stuff. They just go there out of attendance just to complete a subject, the prerequisites of being a cook or being a chef. It's more of just getting the certificate. I don't know really the reason why they chose those schools, but I think the big factor why they chose it is because it's cheaper. But in academia, although it's a little bit higher than those other schools, to give you an idea, I know that a friend of mine who goes into this school, they pay $900 or $800 per month, while I pay $1,000 per month. One term is equivalent to 3 months. I need to save up at least $3,000 to pay for one term. It's $200 difference. I know it's a big difference, but again, quality education, the kitchen that you use, the instructors that you have, even the tools, the uniform, everything is provided For us, they give us our own laptops because some of the recipes, some of the books, especially during when Corona happened, it has been really useful having your own laptop and having your own books downloaded in that laptop. Still get to learn things even though we are not in the kitchen. But don't expect a MacBook. What I received is an HP netbook. In academia, most of the assignments, no, not most, but all of the assignments, all of the school paperworks, it will be submitted online on the website, so it's gonna be easier for you if you'll have a laptop and you'll have it for free. I mean, part of the tuition fee, of course. I know that other schools, they don't do that. They don't give you anything. You just pay for your tuition, you just go to school, and you provide for your own tools. So in academia, they give us this huge ass knife bag complete with everything that we need, except for weighing scale and all that other stuff, but all the knives are there. You'll need as a chef is there. Your uniform, your shoes, your chef's hat, your apron, all of it is provided by the school, and that's one of the things that I really like about my beloved school, Academia International. Let's go on to our next question. Do you need Ielts to apply for becoming an international student? From what I know, some students, they are required to do Ielts, but for me, I didn't go through Ielts. I never had one. When I applied for it, the agency asked me if I have Ielts or any certification to certify that I am capable of speaking, understanding, and delivering English. I was working before in like a hotel, and I also worked as a part-time college instructor in my little town. So what I did is I asked my school back then to give me a certificate that English is the medium of instruction. I asked for a copy of that, they signed it, and then I gave it to my agent. They allowed me to apply even without Ielts. Next, I ran out of Instagram questions, so let's now go to the YouTube video questions. Hello! So I've been planning since Feb 2020 to study commercial cookery. Unfortunately, the pandemic arrived. May I know if I can work or study in Australia in this situation? From what I know, Australia is now open for enrollment for all international students in different courses, not only in commercial cookery, but the only problem is you cannot enter Australia yet. So yes, you can enroll, you'll be paying for all the enrollment fees, the school fees and all that stuff, but then again, you cannot come here, not now, because the borders of Australia is still closed. So I don't know when is that gonna happen, but you can totally enroll, you can totally study via online. If you're willing to do that, sure, why not? You can always fly here if everything's better, if the borders are open, but for now, not gonna happen. Next question. Hi, Chef Ace. Ooh, thank you for calling me chef. How much for okay, I'll just translate this in English. How much is the tuition fee of commercial cookery? Is your agency in the Philippines or just a DIY thing? I'm also a chef in Dubai, but then I went home to the Philippines because of COVID. I'm really sorry to hear that. A lot of people have to go home. I feel you, bro. As I've mentioned earlier, so what I'm paying is $3,000 per term. And you know, that can change too. I'm not sure if they've increased or decreased because of the pandemic. And for the agency, mentioned that already. No, we did not do a DIY because I don't want to screw up my application. So I just went to someone we can really rely and trust to process everything for us. It's really getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. How many units do you need to complete to get eligible for permanent residency? Okay, so regarding PR, it's a tricky thing because yes, it's a good thought to get a PR here, but also currently right now as I speak, I'm not trying to do everything that I can just to get the PR. I'm doing everything I can to learn a lot, or to learn and get the skills that I need in terms of being a chef, get that certification, finish my master's, and if there is an opportunity for PR, I will definitely. Yeah, so regarding permanent residency, you can just look at the website. I'm not not the person to ask about being, because I'm not a PR yet. The actual plan is to study here, get all the certification, get all the experience, and then hopefully get back to the Philippines and build my own company. Whoa, big word, company, but you know, like a business, because I have my family business there, so I want to help them and I want to grow that into an empire. Ooh. Next question. This is a long one. I feel like I am a quiz or something, like an exam. I'll try my best to answer all of it with accuracy and truthfulness and genuinity. Can I bring my husband and kids while holding a student visa? Yes, you can. I am here with my husband, but I'm not here with my son. My son is still in the Philippines. We can get him to come here, but again, Corona, so we can't. I came here together with my husband. I know some students, what they do is the student comes here first and then the husband or the partner comes in later. What we did with my husband is we came here together, and it is a little bit more expensive because you'll be paying for 2 people, and the insurance is, oh my gosh, was so expensive just for the 2 of us. Triple the insurance because of him. This guy is sitting right here. I also know that there are a lot of cases where a wife and husband apply. Let's say the wife is a student and the husband is the dependent visa. The wife was approved but the husband was not approved. So that can happen too. So that is one of the things that you should also be careful. There are a lot of factors that can happen. Another big part of it is the letter that you will send to the Australian government to tell them why your husband should come with you, why your son should be with you. Number 2, how many years to finish commercial cookery as international students? So in commercial cookery, it depends. You can have just certificate 3 and certificate 4 commercial cookery, which is 2 years, or you can have the advanced diploma and certificates, which is 2.5 years, and I applied for the 2.5 years course. Number 3, as a student, but how to sustain the cost of living. I know you can work, pero carry puba, is it possible? Okay, based on experience regarding this one, I know definitely if I came here alone, just by myself, and I would cover school, rent, necessities, food, and all that stuff, all the things that you need to survive, I will definitely not be able to cover it. I will definitely need some financial assistance from somewhere else, because being an international student, you're limited to 20 hours per week or 40 work hours per fortnight, that's for like 2 weeks. And I can definitely say, this is me just telling you the truth, that if you are planning to come here and work and school and thinking you can cover everything and then send some money, it is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's going to be really hard for you. And I'm just lucky that I brought my husband with me and I have some help in terms of the financial stuff, because I'm working, he's working, so we are working together to pay all the bills, plus we are sending some money back to the Philippines for our son. Next question. I am a Muslim. My problem is we can't handle pork in cooking. How can I don't know really, but I have some classmates in academia where they don't eat meat, beef or pork because of religion or dietary reasons, but they are still handling, or they're still cooking it, but they're not eating it. And I'm not sure if you're strict in that area. If you are strict, like you cannot really touch pork or anything because of religion, I'm not so sure. Or maybe the school will give you some alternatives that is not pork, just to accommodate you with your special religious needs. I'm not sure if this is the right term for it, but yeah, you get it, right? Maybe you can ask the school about it. I have some classmates, they still touch the meat, handle the meat, but they're not eating it. At school, you need to learn everything from handling chicken to beef to pork to lamb to game meats, because you need to know the difference between all those meats. So that's why it's really important. Australia, what I love about this country is they're very empathetic with people, especially with that kind of needs. I know that they're very understanding regarding religion or preferences or even health. This country is very open-minded, multicultural. So there's no problem with being a Muslim or what religion you are in to come here. That's not a hindrance at all. But in terms of cooking or in terms of being at school and cannot handle pork strictly, I mean, that's a different story, and I don't really know how to answer that one. But one thing that I can advise is probably ask the school. Next question. I'm 32 years old. Is there an age limit to become an international student? Yes. I mean, no. As far as I know, there is no age limit to become an international student as long as you're physically capable. But I know that there is a certain age where you can be an international student in Australia, and that is 18 years old and above. I know there's a pathway for commercial cookery. Is it easy? From what I know, pathway and PR, I'm not really so sure, but what I know, it's a little bit difficult to do that, especially today, because it's been a really competitive it's a very competitive process, I think, because there has been a lot of people coming here just to get the PR or just to have a permanent residency. From what I heard from friends, it is not that easy because you have to get these certain points, certain qualifications so that you can have permanent residency. Hi! Thank you for subscribing, I really appreciate that. So I'm planning to come to Australia to study college. I also want to take culinary or cookery. I don't know if they're the same because I love cooking. Can I pay even with a part-time job? The tuition fee. So again, earlier, it's gonna be difficult if it's just you alone to pay for everything. But if you will have some financial help, like from your parents or relatives, then it would be easier for you. Is being in college in Australia and my course the same or different? It's different because commercial cookery is a vocational course and being in college is a bachelor degree. So in terms of, is it the same? It's not the same. But having the commercial cookery vocational course, it will still qualify you to become a cook or a chef. And it's going to be the same with having your bachelor's degree. You're qualified to become a chef, and with mine, you're also qualified. Next question. Thank you for amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate that. Rabea. Umi, is this college situated in regional Victoria? No. So my school, Academia, it is located in the center of the city at Elizabeth Street in the city of Melbourne. And again, it's not a college. It's a vocational. It's a vocational school. I'm also planning to take the same course. Is it a hard course? Do you really need the patience and
what's English for geography?
Persistence and effort? Definitely yes. Don't expect that. I mean, I'm speaking because, you know, as a student in academia, I'm not sure about other vocational schools out there, but when you come here and if you study in academia, don't expect it to be, it's gonna be easy or just party around and not come to school as long as you pay the tuition fee and you can do whatever you want. No, it's not going to be like that. They're pretty strict in terms of your attendance and in terms of assessment, and they're strict with whatever you put in your assessment. Don't expect that you can just put lyrics of a song there and they won't notice it. They will notice it because your instructor will definitely read your assessment and they will definitely send it back to you if it's not a good one. I've experienced that. A couple of assessments that I've submitted and they gave it back to me because I have a couple of information that I'm missing or I did not follow instruction. As long as you listen to your instructor, read carefully, follow instructions, you can definitely pass the course. Never really was in a situation where I want to quit the course because it's so hard. No, because I was really having fun because I had some friends while doing it. I'm currently on the process of applying for a student visa. This is 5 months ago, so I'm not sure. Are you already in Australia? I hope you comment down below if that's you. Unfortunately, oh yeah. I hope you comment down below. So just like to know how's the status of international students there. How true that they would not allow international students in 2021. Yes, it's true. What is the status of international students here? It is really hard. I'm just glad that I survived up to this day, and that's because I have some friends. There's this Filipino community helping us out. There's also this Filipino organizations helping us out, giving us food packs every fortnight, which is really amazing. And oh my god, yeah, I've mentioned all that in my previous vlog, so if you haven't seen it, please watch it. 2021, it's still on short. But I'm hoping that we can, because I really miss my son. I want to go home, I want to see him, and I want to take him with us here. I'm also planning to study there with the same course, and I'm wondering if do you still have enough time to get a part-time job. Yes, you'll have enough time, because you'll only be at school if you're going to be in academia 3 times a week. So the rest of the days you can work, or after school you can work. You'll have a lot of time to have a part-time job. The problem there is, will you have a part-time job? Hi, so I'm planning to take the same course, but on TAFE WA. What's WA?
Western Australia.
Western Australia! Oh yeah, right, shoot. So I want to ask, how was it? Is it difficult? It was fun. I loved the experience. I loved my school. I loved my instructor, even though some of them can be a really pain in the ass, but I love them. Well, that's always the case, you know, a student, it's always like that. It's difficult, but it is possible, and it will be easier if you listen, study, and do what a student should do. It's not really like rocket science. And that is the end of the questions! Oh my god, my back and my brain is melting. It is so hot today. If you are planning, good luck to you. I hope that everything will go out fine, everything will run smoothly, and hopefully after all this craziness will be over, you will be able to come here and be part of the community. So if ever you will be in Melbourne, join the Pinoys in Melbourne group. Oh my god, the people there, they're gonna help you. If you're looking for a job, you can find it there. If you're looking for a partner, you can find it there. If you're looking for a house, you can find it there. They're a really helpful community, and I love that community. I'm part of that community. So yeah, that's the end of the video, and I hope you are enjoying, and I hope you're learning at the same time, and I'll see you again on the next video. Bye! Gotta be getting it done.